Guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz and this is WELDERFABBER. And if you didn't watch last week's chapter, the boys fitted wash ramp number 5 at Metcalfe Plant Hire up in Carlisle. Was it Carlisle? Carlisle, Penrith? Penrith way. And this is wash ramp number 6. Now then, I never thought for 1 minute that I'd get into building wash ramps before I left Fox Group. And anyway, they're starting to be a good turnaround job for us. And we're still getting inquiries for them now, so we might be doing a few more. This is a 15-ton one that's going to go down to Glebe Quarry down in Cornwall. We've just got another telly bucket coming from a local farmer again, with the same issue as that we did last week in last week's video. So we're just going to put a 250 by 25 mil edge on that and a little bit of a floor in it, as the floor's got a little bit thin. It's quite an old bucket, that, isn't it? Looking at it, it's really thin. That's a 30-ton day, again the pre-screen for Jones Brothers. They're ready to go out. So at the moment in the workshop, we've got the, like I say, the 15-ton ramp going through. We've got this little planer, this little skid steer planer. Friday Frank, just been for the butties, ain't you, son? Performed well yesterday, Frank. Did a good job on that job yesterday, son. You all did a good job yesterday on that job. I didn't actually go to the Metcalfe job. The boys did it themselves. Cal was in charge. this skid steer. Carl's way underway with it now. We're just replacing these mounts for the wheels. We're going to replace all the bearings. And as you see, the side's all worn away here. So we'll probably have to pack that out a little bit before we put that plate on the outer, on the outside there. Plasma, just making some little brackets here for a tractor, front of a tractor for Harry Thistlethwaite, young lad. We just made one and he's just texted me saying he wants two, so Cal, you're going to have to make another one. Alright, now then, DTM, we've got some stainless steel planters running through. I think for a council. Tab? Are these for a council? What council? Gorstand Council. Now then, stainless steel. Tell us about them, Tab.
Yeah, just big planters. Going to have some trees in them. We've got 3 lugs to be welded in bottom of here, which will anchor the tree in. And basically, yeah, just big planter in town centre.
I'll tell you something, Dan's turned these round pretty quick, getting material in, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He only got an order for these about a week.
2 or 3 days, weren't it?
Yeah. I'm going to say he got an order for these a week ago. The material's in, bent, and looks like it's been lasered. Did it come from Summit? Did it come from Summit Engineering, this?
Yeah.
So I've come from Alan at Summit Engineering. You can see there we've got several more to, well, Tab's got several more to make. Are you doing it all with TIG, Tab?
And the MIG.
TIG and MIG?
Yeah. Save about an hour and a half, 2 hours on the job.
What, speeding it up a lot with MIG?
Doing the MIG on the inside, yeah.
Ah, right, yeah. MIG welding on the inside.
Outside corners of TIG welds.
Carl's very good. Tab is very good at TIG welder, like Carl. Is that one done, Tab?
Again?
Is that one done?
Yeah, this one done.
I think they're powder coated as well, aren't they?
Powder coated, yeah. They dress up nice, look nice.
Yeah. Bit of money there, bit of money in stainless. So yeah, that's where we're up to at the moment. We have got a few site jobs coming up that I'll go into more detail soon. Oh, I might be looking to take somebody on to run Bella Blue, full-time position. But you'll need a Class 2 licence to drive it, and I'll have to give you a good few tester days in it before I let you loose in my van, because that is my baby. So if you're interested, get in touch.
I'm impressed, so thank you, man. Woo! See you later.
So the planters are nearly finished now. Boys have absolutely smashed them out. There's only one more to do after that one Joe's welding there. They look well though, don't they? That looks like a folded edge. Well, that's a welded and polished edge. Well, these will be going for powder coating. Got a few more brackets to put on them, and out the door they'll go. But I'm very surprised how quick we got this material turned round and into our shop, cut and bent with the laser holes in it, as you can see. So we got them in 2 L shapes, and so it made it easier for fabrication. Another wash ramp sections on the saw to be cut, and Cal's on with another telly bucket. Right guys, so just back in the office, and I've just priced a job for Joe at Stella Scaffolding down in London. So what we're doing, we're making some steel plates for a tower that's going up. I'll try and show you now on cam. So if you look here, we've got these little steel plates, 6 per tower, and 2 towers. So they're going to consist of like 3 milli checker plates to these dimensions here, but the dimensions have changed slightly compared to this drawing. So I've got Joe's lads to measure on site just to give me some final dimensions before these can be cut on the plasma, but they are a little bit too big for our plasma, so I am going to get them cut from Clear Cut. Clear Cut is an engineering company up near Baycut Way that we've used before for we got the pit material. Remember when we made an inspection pit in the past? I'll put a picture on screen now of the inspection pit, and these guys did the laser cutting and profiling for us and bending. So these guys can cut the plates for these. We have some steel tubes to weld on the underside of them. And like I said in the last chapter, I am spending more time pricing, invoicing, ordering materials in, just doing the day-to-day stuff of running a company. And a few people messaged me saying, is that what you want to do, Baz? Well, yes, that is what I want to do. I want to run a business. I don't want to be on tools full time. Like I said from the beginning, I want to build it to have good lads around me to do the actual work itself, you know. And we're slowly getting to that position now, and hopefully it'll continue. Now Cal's just walked in the office. You alright, son?
Oh, you?
What are you telling me?
Tired today.
He's tired, his lad. He's tired. So Cal's just doing another telehandler bucket outside, which I'll show you in a minute. And the patch plane is ready to go back. That's ready to go back to the customer. And we do that for now. Richard Kitchen, weren't it? Yeah. Richard Kitchen from HSL Construction was the patch planer for. So, and they've paid this morning for that. They've not collected it yet, so that's a goodie. What other work's coming here now? There's loads of stuff to do up at Moorfield, isn't there? There's a couple of days work. Up at Moorfield plant for my pal Archie, and we've still got the wash ramp going through for Glebe Quarry. We've got loads and loads of little jobs that once this wash ramp goes out, we'll be able to push them jobs through. Alright, so I'll go down and show you the patch planer that's finished at the moment, and just a little quick shot of the bucket you're on with at the minute, but he did one in the last chapter, so we're not going to really filming it. And we're not really filming the wash ramp, we're just doing bits of it, you know, because there's a lot of them gone out over the past couple of months, haven't there? So I don't know, you guys let us know in the comments if you want to continue seeing them being filmed, but I think if you've seen it once, you don't want to be seeing the same thing over and over again, do you? So this is one of the ramp sections for Glebe, and that's the second Couple of PFCs there to finish the job off. And Frank's just changing the wire on the cross arc. How do you find that cross arc?
I love it. It's been brilliant, yeah, it has been brilliant. Bit noisy, but otherwise it's a good set.
Yeah, for money wise, I'll be honest with you, it's quite a good set, this. I'd say that's a good starter welder if anybody's looking to for a bit of a cheaper set, really, but a good set. The only thing is, I've noticed we get noisy fans from it, but nothing too noisy. So basically, that is a bit of a cheaper version than that Cibora. We've got a staircase going together here for the ramp. Daz is putting that together, not Daz. And we're not using this table to its full potential at all at the moment. And I've told Callum just to order whatever he wants, clamps wise, square wise, and all the attachments that go with that table, but we've just not got round to doing it just yet. Tab's just on the plasma, what he's cutting. There's only a couple of lads that really use the plasma. You right, Tab? What are you cutting?
Some packers for this one. Just cut some gussets and a base plate, and we're just cutting some packers for when we need them. Tyler's catching them before they fall in.
Right, and some of them fall through the slats.
Obviously it's wavy, so it falls through every now and again. Some of them catch, some of them don't.
Yeah. Tyler, get some glasses on. Some glasses. We are fitting some workshop signs. We've got the WELDERFABBER sign and also the DTM sign. Oh, Rick's fitting them.
What are you mad, right?
Alright, pal?
No, not so bad.
You know where you're putting them, yeah?
Yeah, I know where I'm putting them. You showed me design. I think I've got to change it a little bit and bring top one level width door though.
Yeah,
I think it'll look better. Yeah.
Right. So we've also got Martin Brother holding sign. Martin Brothers Holdings. That will go above the door, and them other two signs will go on this part here, as you will see. Oh, we've got some little parking signs up for our customers. We just borrowed the scissor lift off our landlord. Cheers, John, for that. These boys have tickets for you. What tickets have you got, Dave?
iPath.
Big Dave, tell us what tickets you got.
iPath and scissor lift.
iPath and scissor lift?
Yep.
CS.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dave is part of the full-time site team for DTM, so is Rick really. Rick is always out on site, so you don't really see him much in the workshop. Callum's on with this bucket here now for a local farmer again. And it is the father of Barton Contracts, isn't it, Cal? And now, Cal, tell us what we found out about this bucket the other day.
Well, it turns out that these buckets aren't actually cow manure.
It's not cow manure.
It's not cow. No.
What is it?
It's human.
So we realised that there's a really bad smell coming from these buckets, and it's actually human feces, is it? Human feces. So this is why we want everything washing off before it comes to the workshop, and this was washed off, to be fair, but it gets stuck in these bits here. It gets stuck within there, gets filled up, and when you start cutting it apart, they absolutely stink. So Callum's just gonna run the little whisper generator today that my brother's got. We're just going to put 10 hours on it. This is from Phil Weeks Welding, where we get the Warriors from. As you can see, Warrior Welders. I've no idea what these are like. Like I say, it'll probably go in one of our Dan's vans, this, or we're thinking of making like a welding rig trailer, a box trailer, and that anyone can hook up to and go to site with. I think these are 13 kVAs, and it wants an oil change after 10 hours, so we'll probably get 10 hours on it today. Super silenced. So Phil Weeks did actually do one before this, in my opinion wasn't that much good, but this one looks a lot better, a lot more power and a lot quieter. And people did see this turn up on my Instagram story, but like I say, it's not my welder, so but I will give you guys a review on it because I got loads of people asking for reviews on it. But I'm pretty sure it'll be a good bus for these little warriors. Anyway, where's that planer, Cal? Oh, it's over there. Patch planer. So I've done a few mods to it. Changed these hanger brackets on the back for the wheels. The frame that I'll show you in a second does actually sit in here. Sits in here, goes down there, and sits down there, and runs down there. Which is pretty much completely rebuilt, the frames. Let's have a look, see if I can find them. There they are. So I just plasma cut 2 new sides, as the old ones were completely worn away through this hole here. You see a little bit like that, but a lot worse. So they're ready for collection, but like I say, the customer has paid already, like we like it. And Joe has just paid me from Stella Scaffolding for his plates. Tyler, you better with some dark glasses on really, lad. You better with...
I've got me.
Pardon?
These are just ones I've got.
Yeah,
me.
but you better with darker ones on them. Especially if you're looking at the plasma, yeah?
Sorry.
Dark glasses on plasma.
So I've just nipped out to Neil at Barton Contractors. He's had a little issue this morning with one of his muck spreaders, and there's a collar that goes around that pin. As you can see, it's snapped off, like so. In fact, it's there actually. Material failure. Bit of movement on the pin probably inside there. There's a little recess. I just cleaned it up there with die grinder. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to grind all the paint off this area. I've brought some 6mm plate with me. I'm going to put a plate over the top and then reuse this collar. We'll have to cut maybe 6mm off the edge just so we can get that to sit inside that hole there, keep the pin tight. And we are actually going to just put a little bit of weld under there just to try and keep that pin in that recess. I mean, it's only 3mm box, so we don't got much to play with inside there. It's probably a bit better, you can see it. So we've got a patch for that, and come back to you when we're done. That's that job boxed off for Neil. Now we decided not to put the collar back on because he wanted just a quick fix. Weld the pin in. It's never going to rip that off. If it does, it'll end up ripping all that plate off, but that should be fine as it is. I'm happy, Neil's happy. The man himself, Neil.
Job's good there.
We're going to get this in when he's finished with it at some point and probably replace a lot of these. Maybe put a little bit of our face on the outside corner. I have put another job back at van for him, just a quick that galvanised tube there is for that big silo tank with grain in. So that's I'm gonna adapt that pipe to suck the grain out on a what is it, Neil? What is it?
It's a sucker blower, the machine.
Sucker blower.
Sucker blower, yeah. So you fill the bin with it. So basically, it's like a big hoover, really. So to get the grain out, you can either push an auger in the bottom, which will auger it out into a little tub, which the sucker blower then will suck it out of. But I'm going to try and connect the sucker blower directly onto the bin itself, because the auger is a bit of a... Basically, the auger augers it out too fast for the sucker blower to keep up with. So you've got to keep switching it on and off and on and off. So if we pipe it up directly, hopefully, it'll suck it out and be a better job, more of a steady flow.
Good.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes when you've done it. Eh?
Yeah, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
Now then, as you can see, we've got some new wire. Now this is some Flux Core wire that we're going to use with gas. Now this is probably my first time ever using this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nice run down here, up the top of there, and turn the welder right up. Well, not right up, but up a little bit, and then have a play with it. Get used to it on this bucket. Definitely think we'll use this on site for the buckets.
So we've got Mike here.
Afternoon.
I like to call him the main man from Techserv. Now Mike is the guy behind the plasma tables, especially our plasma table. Did you design it yourself?
Most of it, yeah. I mostly wrote the software, is my thing.
You wrote the software?
Yeah, and Andrew did the design back at Techserv.
So he's come down today to put us an update on the computer basically, and to show us how to get rid of waste when we're cutting the material. We're always got a skeleton, haven't we?
That's right. This is array nesting or staircase nesting. So it puts the parts next to each other so you don't get any scrap.
Yeah.
So reduce the scrap to zero.
I mean, loads of people in the comments over the months have been saying, why are you doing it that way? And the reason why we're doing it that way is because we don't know how to do it that way. Do you know what I mean? So that's why main man's here, right?
Until this afternoon.
Yeah, so in fact we've got a load more base plates that will need cutting. So that'd be a good test for it. So it'd be basically cut. How would you actually program it in like that to do it?
Dead easy.
Is it?
Yeah, yes, fairly easy. I'll show Callum how to do it this afternoon.
Right, so let's get down to the plasma, get Caleb out, and let's show you guys how it's done.
Away.
Here we go. That is going to save us quite a bit of time there and money in it, you know.
Hopefully, yes, that's the plan. That's what we've done it for.
A lot less sheet wastage as well, isn't there?
Yep.
Good. So personally, I think that Flux Core is the way to go for us. Definitely for site work at least. I mean, look at that director, it's lovely and clean. A lot more control with it. You can actually point the art where you want it to go as such, and you can be quite precise with it. I like it.
That's the workshop signs up and fitted. Quite smart, don't they? Might put some lights over these two for in the winter months, or maybe a little LED around them, I'm not sure. And we've got the Martin Brothers holdings. That is going to be the holdings company over both of these two companies, basically to protect assets. Snap-on van's just turned up. We've got to fit a cross member to that today. That's Pete Jepson. And we've got the boys out here just putting some flat bar up. That with his WELDERFABBER jacket on. That is actually in the wrong spot. That should be up there. There's Big Dave. Big Dave. And I've got the new Storm Tech jacket on. They are actually really smart and good quality, these Storm Tech jackets. And the Allianton jackets are really good as well. WELDERFABBER.com if anyone's interested. Cal's just cutting a load of bits of scrap up for the next wash ramp, making packers to go under the base plates. So I've just told him to find all the little offcuts that we've got kicking around, cut them all up into little bits. We've got another 2 sets of track guards to do. We've got another 2 orders for track guards. So we started plasming some more cuts, some more plates for the track guards. That's another set there. I'm going to have to get some more material in. And the boys are well underway with the ramp for Glebe Quarry. Just waiting on the customer coming picking this up. But the snap-on van's here, so we'll have to get that in shortly. That will be the next job in the workshop. It's got MOT next week, I think, so it needs a new cross member. I'll show you shortly. Well, this is the cross member that needs replacing underneath, and it goes to the spring hangers and the handbrake's connected to it, and it's in a right bad position, right bad spot. So we will be better with a pit doing this, really. Oh, my skip man's just turned up. National Construction Demolition. Well, that's just for a little general waste skip. Matt, can you get us a bigger skip next time round? Yeah? Top man, top man. So we have a little waste skip in the corner next to our scrap skip. That me and our Dan have been doing some home renovations and filling it up, shall we say. Which we shouldn't really be doing, but it is what it is. We just bring waste down here, up back at pickup, and then put it into the skip. So Cal's going to get underneath here in a minute. Cut it apart because it's all cracked. It's all cracked around here and all cracked around there. Like I said before, it's going for MOT, so it'll fail the test. So I'll let Cal go underneath and show you what crack is with that.
That is that bucket now done. The first one that I've done with the flux wire. I must say it is impressive. I mean, it seemed a lot faster in my eyes from a personal perspective. But no, I'm happy with that. The customer will be happy with it. You can actually use it now. Now, this has just turned up, and I'll be honest, I'm really not looking forward to it. I've just had a quick look under it. It's not going to be a good job, but we'll get it done. We've actually managed to get underneath. I mean, it's not going to be the best job, this, 100%. As you can see there, it's actually cracked, that plate. There, around that side, some of that wire, there, and then the same on that side, around all the top bolts. Pretty much just under where all these wires are, which are in a great place. Absolutely perfect position of the wires for this job. There's also the handbrake cables to deal with here, and then on the back side, just there is some more hard line pipes that run across the back of this, just to make it that little bit more difficult. Now these are steel rivets by the looks of it that are actually holding this on, so we'll have to replace them with some bolts, 12.9 grade bolts. So I'll get them ordered in a minute. Start by getting this these off here. But first I will have to actually tack the spring to the chassis, as the bolts that run through that bracket on this side are actually the holes to the leaf of the spring up. There's usually you have a bolt that's not quite through both of them plates, actually just attached to there pretty much. You can see there's two material types there, so I'll get that tacked on to keep that in one place. Do the same with the other side here. It'll be a little bit more difficult because there isn't much room at all, but we'll come back in a little bit. I think the director's here with me, so he should get as much as he can. No doubt he'll be led on floor with me, So we'll see what we can get done. As you can probably tell, we're having an absolute nightmare. These rivets are dead tight, so I'm struggling. I'll come back to you in a bit.
Alright, so we're having a bit of a nightmare here. As you can see, we've had the air chisel on there, and these rivets have been very difficult to come out. So let us know in the comments if anyone's ever had any problems getting these rivets out of these cross members, because that is absolutely solid. Anyway, we've come to an end of a chapter here now, guys. So cheers, thanks for watching. We'll let you know how we get on the next one.